Just a little break for the mic check. Good morning, good morning. Check, 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 check. Unity's midweek connection is first and third Wednesdays from 12:30 to 2:30 in the Unity bookstore. We also have a healing and wellness support group that's starting up on Wednesday, February 1st. And of course, Spiritual Growth Circle is resuming, and I think their plan is to go in person on most Sundays and just skip the fifth Sunday, or the Tuesdays rather. That's on Tuesday nights. I can hear it, but there's just a lot of sound in the room. I'm hearing it, okay? Check, check. It's really quiet. So, check, check. If we could ask everyone just to be quiet just for a minute. Mason's trying to check my mic, and we got a lot of background noise. Good morning, everyone. That's sounding a little better. Are you hearing it? Are you all hearing it out there? Sounds okay? Sounds okay in the back row? Sound okay to you, Mason? You're still got a furrowed brow. Okay. Do you want me to keep talking, or are we good? Yeah, keep talking? Okay. Noon meditation is Monday through Thursday, of course, at noon. And we've been having a great group, 8 to 10 people, sometimes people online. So it is a really wonderful way to have a little pickup in the middle of your day, each day around noon, just a half an hour. You can make it part of your lunchtime when you're working. And I'm just talking so he can check my mic. So I'm just going to keep talking until Mason says, stop it. There's a I'm reading all the announcements. Creativity group meets on the first Sunday of the month, but it doesn't meet on the deck anymore, I don't think, unless somebody else has taken it over, because David Peterson moved to Oregon. So what else do we need to say here? Qigong is online, but we also have a new Qigong group starting. Lucia Owens is out on the patio, and you can talk to her about Qigong. That'll be on Wellness Wednesdays. We're having Wellness Wednesdays now at Unity, which is pretty exciting. And now it sounds like some... I think that's fine. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Well, I ran through all the announcements.
Oh, good. So we don't have anything to do.
But there was
Good morning, Walnut Creek Unity. Yes, yes. It's a good God day. Yes, 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 yes. So wonderful to see you all. This morning we are starting with the face of God, which you all are. You may all know this. So if you feel so moved, I'd love for you to rest on your feet and let's sing to each other, "You are the face of God." Come on, come on. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Turn to your neighbor and say, "You are the face. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are part of me, part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. All right, say it like you mean it. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face. You are the face of God. One more time, say, you are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are a part of me. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are a part of me. You are a part of me. Come on, say it to each other. You are the face of God. You are a part of me. Sing to each other. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. One more time. Say it like you mean it. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Yes, yes.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name's Brinley.
And my name is Casey. Welcome to our service. Please join me in turning to the camera and waving to the folks at home. Hi. Your presence adds to our spiritual community. Thank you for joining us today.
And please join me in welcoming our guest musician, Sharon Henderson. Joined by Simon Russell on keyboards, Lee Henderson on bass, Vino Thomas on drums, and our Unity song leader today is Lisa Snorton Phelps.
Reverend Kristen will deliver today's message. Today's message is titled Co-Creating with Source Energy.
And before we begin, I invite you to silence your cell phones. I lost my place, so that we may enjoy the sacred service together.
Let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Bamiwak and Ohloni's land.
We honor its ancestry and are grateful for those who have come before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and all of Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
And our mission is who we've come here to be. So let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. And our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
If you are with us for the first time, welcome. If you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We invite you to visit our bookstore across the patio after service to receive a welcome gift, and we hope you'll choose to stay and visit us on the patio as well.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer welcome packets and in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone. With this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information. Please place your card in the basket with the offering. And for those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on our Watch Live page of our website. We have several activities to highlight this week.
Wellness Wednesdays is expanding at Unity with a new Qigong class and wellness support group. The Fountain of Wholeness and Love Qigong class starts this Wednesday at 7 p.m. You'll learn how to use spiritual movements to promote wholeness, release stress, and absorb divine love. The movements can be done standing or sitting. See Lucia Owens on the patio or visit our website for more information.
If you're having health challenges of any kind, connect with this new wellness support group practicing spiritual healing principles. Healing and wellness coach Edna Castillo will facilitate and invite participants into spiritual healing and mindset practices. This group will meet hybrid style at Unity on the first Wednesdays of the month and all virtual the following Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Humans are spiritually evolving into what Brian Swim calls noospheric consciousness. Now, I looked this up this morning, did a little research. This is very fascinating stuff. So if you are curious about what this means, ask me. No. Mark your calendar to join us on Sunday, February 5th at 2 p.m. for a workshop with Dr. Swim. He is a celebrated speaker and the creator of Journey of the Universe, which broadcasts on PBS. Don't miss this chance to expand your consciousness.
Join us for food, fun, and friends at our crab and pasta feed. February 18th. Volunteer signups and ticket sales are on the patio today.
Please see our website for full listings, registrations, and login information for all of our events. You may also pick up flyers and a list of this week's events on the patio and register for the events in our bookstore.
Now, as we prepare for a time of meditation, please join me in a conscious breath and affirming our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We begin with music, followed by guided meditation and silence.
Gaté, Gaté, para Gaté, para sang Gaté. Bodhisattva, Gaté, Son Gaté Bodhisattva.
And as the divine presence has been summoned by the call just sung, we may begin to feel it arising through our hearts and bodies, descending through our minds. The call of the one presence and one power to be known in us, to be known through us, to be known as us upon this earth. We call with an earnest heart to receive, so that we may be filled up to overflowing, so that we may be healed in whatever ways we call forth the healing today, be it in body and mind or spirit, be it in relationship. And we know that it is done. We ask and receive. We knock and the door is opened. We seek and find. For it is here now, just as Sharon has summoned forth. It's the call to Spirit to be known in us. It's the call of Spirit. And we welcome it in. And let the divine light and the divine love now flow freely through our beings. Every breath an opportunity to expand our consciousness, the boundaries and borders of me, into the big S self, into the ethers all around. Gaté Gaté. Let us enter this presence now fully, the power of our breath, the ease of our minds, and with an open heart in the silence. So just as we let that presence flow through us in a conscious way, we trust it goes wherever it is needed to heal, to reveal, to bring forth the good. And now turning our attention out into the world, we see the same call occurring. The presence and the power that heals and reveals and brings forth the highest good. Anyone who's on our mind or heart, any place that we are holding in prayer, let each one involved be filled to overflowing with comfort and peace, with compassion and kindness, with whatever is needed right now. And so it is.
Gaté, Gaté, para Gaté, para san Gaté. We realize we are but one thing happening here. One. As we get ready to hear the message about how we co-create with this one that we are, we bring forth the idea of one. All right. Okay, you can clap along if you want to, as you feel so moved. Billions live their lives that Muhammad, Krishna, or the Buddha are the way. Still some believe it's right to say in the name of Jesus when you pray. We are a humankind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. You say God's a him. Still many believe that she is a her. Does God live in our hearts? Or is she somewhere out there in the universe? We are a humankind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. Ooh, how far will we have to go before we learn the lesson? Gandhi was a Hindu, Martin Luther King a Christian. Regardless of religion, they knew love was the mission. And it all comes down to one. Is there no God at all? Or a pantheon of gods up in the sky? We can heal our broken hearts if we give up the desire to be right. We are a human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions. And we all want the same things. Health, love, prosperity, and peace. Compassion is the seed, and the gift of pure acceptance is the tree. We are human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. Ooh, whether you're red, yellow, brown, black, or white, a man with a husband or a woman with a wife, we can debate until the end of time who's wrong or who is right. Or we can see ourselves as one, 'cause it all comes down to love. We are human kind of 7 billion. So many different races and religions, and it all comes down to one. Yes, yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That's an Arie song, and Brenly and I went to see her at Mountain View, and it was really, we got there early, and it was really cool to watch them set up, because a woman came out, and it was like she was setting up an altar for the longest time, and there was just so much care and reverence put into it before Indy came out in her flowing robes, and it was just this beautiful concert and experience of these kinds of teachings that we offer here. So not often we get to go to a concert and somebody sets up an altar with such care before, or even has an altar, right? Welcome to those online. Thank you for being with us today. And to those who are sitting outside in the sunshine. Yeah, the winter sunshine. Good for you. So it's good to be here as a family, isn't it? Always. Yeah, thank you for those who took the time and made your way here to be with us in person as well this morning. Really good to have you. So in Star Wars, I know it's like transition none, right? In Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, there's a scene where Luke Skywalker, his ship is stuck in a bog. And he's with Yoda, of course, the wise one, Yoda, and Yoda is teaching him how to lift it out and move it to dry ground. And Yoda says to Luke, "Don't try, just do." Well, Luke is trying, right? So he gets a little bit of a loft, and it's like, oh, no, and then falls down again, and falls down again. And so Yoda just says, here, and brings it over to dry ground. And Luke says, "I don't believe it." And Yoda says, "And that is why you fail." That pretty much sums it up. So our third basic of the 5 basic principles of unity is about co-creation, that we co-create our lives. And what we believe can be so is a key fuel to that, a key part of what makes that possible for us. Specifically, the way we often word this principle is this way: we co-create our life and world through the power of our thoughts and feelings. We don't always recognize how very powerful our thoughts and feelings are, but I hope by the end of today you'll remember once again that truth. Our third principle is also known as the law of mind action. And the law of mind action says thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So the key operative word there is held, right? Thoughts held in mind. Sometimes people hear this message and they say, oh my gosh, I had this fleeting thought that was terrible and I'm afraid it's, well, we don't need to, get worried about every thought that crosses our minds, but it's more the patterns, the repetitive, the things that we are holding frequently. I don't know if any of you have ever had a worry or concern on your mind and you just find yourself circling around it again and again and again. Do you ever just stop yourself and go, okay, I thought about that once, twice, 3 times, enough, I can let it go now. As a friend of mine often says, how are your feet? And that really helps me shift to put my attention in my feet and get out of my head. It also grounds us more in our bodies. And it helps us, oh, how are my feet? Okay, then completely switch, and then we feel that sense of grounding. Oh, my feet feel kind of cool right now. And then we're into our beings once again, and we're out of those cycles that aren't helpful to us. We don't want to manifest whatever it is that we're worrying about, right? We want to manifest that which we are dreaming about, and we can work this principle either way. So let's get on the side of dreaming. Let's get on the side of bringing forth a kind of vision that we hold for the world and for ourselves. The prosperity, the health, the healing, and the harmony, those are the things that we want to be dwelling in. And that's what we'll bring forth if we do so. Another word for this third principle or a term is the law of attraction. You probably have heard about the law of attraction. It's popularly known. And it probably describes it even better because it's like attracts like, right? We can get that kind of automatically. The kind of state of consciousness I'm in is what I'm begetting or what I'm drawing to me, magnetizing to me from the source energy, from the universe, whatever it may be that we are bringing forth to us. It comes from that source ultimately. So I think there's 2 primary approaches to effective co-creation. And one is involving deliberate intention. We have an idea in our mind or a desire in our hearts, and it's a clear and deliberate intention we have to bring that forth. I want to manifest a relationship. I would like to have a family. I want a new home. Whatever it is that we are wanting to create, we get this intention in our mind. And then intention coupled with focus helps us bring it forth. So there's that kind of the work that we are doing to make it so. And then the other approach is the giving over, the letting go, giving it to Spirit. Trusting that we are in a co-creative process. We're not completely controlling. We certainly aren't controlling the outcome, but we are participating and we're doing our part. And so the giving over is also known as surrender, is not the giving up, it's the giving to the divine, to say, here, I have this desire, I have this intent, I'm going to do the work that I need to do to take the steps to make it so, but I'm giving it over to you because I know your divine timing, your divine order, your work will bring it forth exactly the way that I need it. And then we often add this or something better, right? Because we don't always know exactly what is best. And often when we open it up in that way, we'll get something that's better, that we need more, that is more fulfilling for us in one way or another. So knowing what we want, keeping our eye on the prize, and then can keep completely giving it over to the divine. And then in that process, as we are awaiting the good to be magnetized to us, the way it will magnetize to us is if we are creating a field of thoughts and feelings that are resonant with what we want versus what we don't want. So Reverend Roger Teal was a longtime minister at the Center for Spiritual Living in Lakewood, Colorado. And he tells this story about Cindy Cleveland, who's a member of their congregation, Cindy was headed to an appointment, and it was a really important appointment to her. And she was coming up to Main Street and where she needed to go, and there were all these blockades and barricades. And apparently there was a parade going on. She had no idea what the parade was or what the celebration was. And she was trying to figure out, how can I get to this appointment? And then all of a sudden she saw an opportunity. There was a little space around the barricade, and there was a gap in the parade. And so she very quickly just drove in and went right into the parade. And she rolled down her windows, and probably not like that, probably like that. And she just smiled and waved, and she was part of it. Everybody was waving back. And she just flowed down Main Street in the parade, and she got to exactly where she needed to go. There is always a higher means to an end, right? There is always a creative power, divine idea available to us if only we will stay open to it and act when the opportunity comes. So what do you want? What is it that you are wanting to bring forth in your life, to experience, to attract to you, to make your life easier, more comfortable, more joyful, more prosperous, more fulfilling? A lot of times the co-creative process is a process of becoming. It's a process of stepping into the fullness of who we are and attracting some greater joy, some greater prosperity than what we might be experiencing in the moment. It starts with desire. It starts with the desire of our hearts. And then it flows into this deliberate co-creation from there. So thoughts and feelings are the process through to the fulfillment or demise of whatever it is that we are co-creating. So it's that knowing what we want, holding it, putting it out there, and then from there, it's about focus, it's about resonance, it's about thoughts and feelings. You know, my favorite book when I was a kid was The Little Engine That Could. Did anybody know that? A lot of you are laughing and smiling and raising your hands. Yes, you grew up on that one too, huh? And of course, in the book by Waddy Piper, it has this little engine that has to get some goods and people to a destination, but she's small and she's not particularly powerful. And so she's heading toward a hill, and she thinks, well, not sure if this is going to work. And then she realizes that she must think it to make it so. And so she starts this chant as she's chugging along. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And then she crests the hill, and she's coming down the hill, and she says, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could. And I just realized that we all love that book so much because we were little new thought newbies at that, even though we didn't know, we had a future in new thought, because that book encapsulates exactly what it is. It's about knowing, I think I can, I think I can. Oh, and then when we're past it, I thought I could, which bolsters more of our faith-filled experience through our experience, but bolsters more of our faith, our centering in our faith. So while thoughts and feelings are the fuel, you could say mind is the engine. Mind is the consciousness. It's not just the brain, it's the brain and the heart. It's the whole experience of consciousness that we resonate with, that we sit in. It's a state of being. As Charles Fillmore talked about, there are states of hell and states of heaven. They're all states of consciousness. And so it's what we are creating through the fuel of our thoughts and feelings. But the engine behind it is the consciousness, is the mind. Eric Butterworth, a longtime Unity minister, put it this way about the power of the mind. He said, your mind is your kingdom. It has no boundaries, and the free flow of ideas and creativity is your inheritance. It is a wellspring that is inexhaustible. I'm really excited about Brian Swim coming because it's about this. It's about this. There is so much more. There is so much more going on than a lot of times in our day-to-day lives we're paying attention to. There's so much more that we could tap into, the power of mind, the power of consciousness to bring forth what it is that we want to experience. My friend Laura is an intuitive body worker and healer, and she lives in Topeka, Kansas. And she knew this, and I'm sure she still does. She knows this truth, this power of the mind. The way she speaks of it is so kind of flippant, like, I'm going to have a cup of tea. She'll say something like, well, if you don't know how to do something, you just download it from the universe. Like, duh. And she says, if you want to cook Indian food, well, you just open to how to cook Indian food, and down it comes, and then you know how to cook Indian food. And so there's just this knowing for her because it is her practice, it is her experience. And so if we can say, well, maybe that is so, even if we're not already at that point of, I just know how to do that, but maybe it's so, and we start experimenting in small ways. A lot of people use the example of the parking space, or, it's like, well, I can bring this in, whatever it is that I'm wishing for, whatever it is that I'm focused on. And so it was for her. It's a little bit, or probably as easy as asking Google or Alexa. Anybody talk to Google or Alexa at home? I find myself asking Google a lot of questions. Like, I'm in the kitchen, I'm asking her how to make something, I'm having a conversation, we were saying, oh, I don't remember what that is, or how do you do that anyway? Hey, Google. And those answers come immediately, right? And I found through my experience that they're very helpful, and they're usually accurate. And so it's the same kind of thing, right? If we can have faith in Google or Alexa, who gave the answers to Google and Alexa, right? There is a divine source, there is a divine intelligence in the universe, and we have a direct line to it. And so we're having the same kind of faith, the same kind of muscle memory practice at this allows us to open to the kinds of things that Laura would say we could just do. If we just open to it and believe, then here it comes, whatever it is that we need. So I was, when I lived in Kansas City, I would drive out to see Laura in Topeka, Kansas on occasion, and we did some healing work, emotional, spiritual, physical, all of it. And she was really masterful. And one day we did some work, and it was really powerful emotional stuff that got released from the time I was born. And afterwards, I was sitting on her table and like this, and we were just chatting, and then this started happening. So I don't know if you can see it, but my leg just started doing these circles, and I was like, Laura, I'm not doing that. I'm not asking my leg to do that. Why is it doing that? Why is my leg doing that? Is there something wrong? She said, oh, no, your muscles are just unwinding. And it was the first time anything like that had ever happened to me. It's not like, there's so many magnificent things that happen in our bodies, right? We don't think about, we don't ask our heart, well, keep beating, beat again, or keep breathing. We walk down the street, we don't say left foot, right foot, although it is a good mindfulness practice. So this was something new that was in the line of that idea of the magnificence of the human body and the creation that we are. And I was really thinking about well, first of all, it was happening because the body just is restoring itself, right? So something has just kind of shaken out. We know that the body holds emotional traumas and old stuff, and the body holds wisdom. And so Laura and I were in a place where we were playing in that field together, where we were believing, there was a faith-filled knowing that healing is happening here. So there was already an openness, right? One of the conditions that needed to happen there for my body to just have its way so that it could have space to just do what it needed to do to restore itself. And there also was the condition of two or more gathered, right? Two or more gathered in the name and the practice of healing. This is our foundation in Unity, by the way. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore healed themselves of diseases and issues that would have seemed impossible to people to heal. But they heal themselves through the power of faith, through the power of co-creation, through the power of knowing, just knowing it, like someone like my friend knew, it just is. It's just, we know it because we experience it. And ever since that experience with her, sometimes my body will just do that on its own, that unwinding, that involuntary, I'll start to feel a little twitch, and I'll be like, oh, something's going to unwind. And I get to just be in the mystery of that. Like, wow, my body just knows through its wisdom that it needs to unwind something, it needs to restore something. And I'll feel this deep relaxation, but more than that, I'll feel that awe of the great mystery. And it's those experiences that we have, and I know you've all had many of these kinds of experiences, whether it's exactly that or not, doesn't matter. Whatever it is that we have experienced, there have been those moments where you went, wow, right? That is pretty powerful stuff. Or this stuff works. I put it to work and it works. And so there's that kind of excitement and joy and surprise and awe and wonder, and all of that puts us in a state of openness. All of that puts us in a place to receive. And that's what it's about, to allow ourselves to receive the good. So what about when it doesn't work, though? Anybody feel like, I did this co-creative stuff. I've been doing all the things that they said. I've got vision boards. I've got my affirmations up. I'm scripting out my life. I'm meditating. I'm meeting with positive people. And that thing that I want just isn't coming. Anybody have these experiences ever? Yeah, like what's with the co-creative principle? It doesn't work for me. And so there are those moments, right, that we feel that kind of frustration. And the first place to go is to check, where are we truly in our feelings and our thoughts about this? Because a lot of times it's that want and desire, which is where the co-creation begins, that we're still sitting in. And so guess what we're manifesting? More want and more desire. If you're in a state of longing, desiring, wanting, the universe goes, okay, here's some more longing, desiring, wanting. I mean, it's impersonal, right? That's how the principle works. That's how the law works. And so we must then look and see, are we in a place of, I don't have, this is missing, I want. And can we move to that state of mind that brings us to the already realized experience? Because it's in that feeling state where we feel prosperous, where we feel whole and healed, where we feel the joy of being in companionship and relationship or having that perfect home, when we can imagine, what does it feel like when I'm in that realized state? And that's the place we keep visiting. That's where we're bringing forth the co-creation. That's where we're attracting to us what it is we desire. So desire is the beginning point, but it is the feelings and needs that bring the process through to its fulfillment, or once again, to its demise. There was a long time I was single and really wanted a relationship. And I felt the same way. It's like, I think I'm doing all this stuff. Maybe it's just not for me. Maybe I'm supposed to be alone the rest, blah, blah, blah. We go into that, right? And so, it's kind of, we have a little poor me, and then we raise ourselves up, and we think, well, maybe this is just the way it's supposed to be right now, and okay, I'm blah, blah. So in that process, there was a point when I shifted to something else that I wanted to co-create, and I just stopped really thinking about the partnership thing. And it was about that time that Brenly came into my life. Anybody ever have that experience? Yeah, because it's the holding on, right? We're gripping, we're holding on to, it needs to happen in my time, and we're in the state of the want and the longing, and we haven't paid attention to the lineup of the resonance of how does it feel when I'm there? How does it feel when it's fulfilled? So we can make it fun too. Scripting is a really fun exercise that we talk probably more about kind of visioning and vision boarding and that kind of thing, but scripting can really be powerful, especially if you are somebody who likes to journal. You can write out your ideal life moment, this whatever it is you're working with to have fulfilled. And every day you're writing it, and it's like it becomes then a living, breathing reality for you. This is, what my day looks like, and this is how it feels, and this is what is happening. And because you're writing it like as if you're writing fiction, but yet you're writing your life, your future life, we can tend to expand out a little bit further because it's just an exercise, right? But while we're exercising it, we are expanding our mind into that possibility, and more importantly, that fuel of feeling is stirred up, and we begin to feel what it feels like to be there, to be in that manifested state of whatever it is that we are bringing forth. And pretty soon we're living it. We're living in that space. Anybody ever read a good novel and you're like wondering how your character's doing during the day? Yeah. It's like it becomes so real, right? It's kind of the same thing. It's like if this is what you're living with, is this what you're scripting out, and you're living the thing you've written, it then becomes second nature. It then becomes like you're wondering, yeah, what's it like for my future self right now? What's it like to be in that space? Not to get us out of the present, but to bring, definitely not the presence, and not to get us out even of the present moment, but to bring into the present moment the experience that we've already realized. We're already there. We're already in it, in answered prayer, which we'll talk about a little bit more next week. So we co-create, in short, by perceiving, believing, and receiving. Easy way to remember it. Perceiving, believing, and receiving. Perceiving the presence, right? Perceiving that the divine is with us. Perceiving, feeling that sense that I am not alone, that there is a power and a presence that is working with me. Perceiving the divine ideas that come to us. Perceiving that we have this power within us to make so whatever it is that we wish, whatever it is that we intend. And believing. That power of faith, there's nothing like it, right? When we have that sense of confident power of faith, we can do anything. You know how that feels. You feel like you're on top of the world when you're in that place, that faith-filled knowing kind of place. And so it is with these ideas of believing that the power of faith makes anything possible and perceiving what is available to us that we receive. In all three synoptic gospels, there's a story told, a really powerful story, about a woman who'd been hemorrhaging for 12 years. And 12, by the way, in Hebrew numerology means spiritual completion. So there is a sense she's coming to the end of this, and there is a spiritual end to this suffering that she has been going through. And if you can imagine bleeding for 12 years, how weak you would feel. And you've put it in that cultural historical setting. Women were considered very unclean, during their time of the month. So she would probably be constantly ostracized. So there is also probably loneliness and all kinds of other factors going on for her beyond the physical weakness and the worry and concern. I mean, it's life, right? The lifeblood, the spiritual energy of her being, just being given away, and her needing to bring it back, to be restored, to feel this health and wholeness. And then some hope comes her way. She hears about this man named Jesus who's in the area, and he's been healing people, miraculous healings. And she wonders if it might be possible that she could be healed now. And then she believes with all her heart that it can be. And she's in the middle of this big throng of people. Crowds are pressing in. It's probably very hot and dusty. And you can imagine kind of this scene. Everybody's sort of reaching for and calling out to Jesus because all of them have different things that they want to have healed. And there's this woman who thinks to herself, if only I could touch the hem of his garment, I would be healed. And she has this kind of faith, this kind of knowing. And so she's in the midst of the crowd. Again, remember, she's kind of weak and all these people are pressing in. And she somehow finds a way through her will to reach out and just graze the very edge of the garment, the hem of his garment. And immediately she feels this power. Immediately she feels this energy. And she thinks, I've been healed. And Jesus feels it too. And he whirls around and he says, who touched me? And the followers of Jesus say, everybody touched you. I mean, we're in this packed crowd and we're all, pressed together. So everybody's touching you. We don't know, specific. No. He says, who touched me? I felt the power move through me. And she's trembling because she doesn't know what's going to happen. But she fesses up and says, Sir, I touched the hem of your garment because I wanted to be healed, and I am healed. And he said, daughter, your faith has made you whole. It's those moments, right? Presence, belief, receiving. She did all of it. It was through her willingness to be open. She had obviously a burning desire, a longing, but she didn't just stay in that longing, in that desire, which would have just brought forth more of it. She was able to shift into faith, into believing, into knowing she could succeed, into believing even if I just touch the edge, even if I get somewhere close to the energy, to the presence, I will be healed. And so it is. And so that, of course, is within us. That is that power, that Christ within us that heals, that brings forth whatever it is that we need. And we can apply this co-creative principle not only to our individual lives, but to our collective experience. We can use it for that good. When we come together in consciousness, that can be a springboard for action, for real change, for activism, through the power of prayer and shifting consciousness, through this knowing of faith and co-creation that we can make it so. Take, for example, yet another tragic, heartbreaking shooting that happened. I learned about this morning. Some of you probably heard about it in Monterey Park for the Lunar New Year's celebration that was going on. So near LA, there was this shooting. And, it's like every time we hear about these things, right? Don't you just feel like, oh, really? How can this keep happening? What can we do about it? And there can be a hopelessness around that. There can be a feeling of, well, I don't know how to make that kind of change. Here's how we make it. We've got the powerful tools available to us, and we know it. I mean, everybody's got them, but everybody doesn't know it. But you in this room, online, outside, know it. You know what you have available to you in you. And you know as we gather, where two or more are gathered, we can shift consciousness and we can say, I not only have a longing for this to stop, I not only have a desire for peace and for harmony and for people to put down the weapons and find what they need through other healthy means. I not only have this deep desire, we all have it in the room. And so there's this collective desire, or I'm going to assume we all do, some strain of it anyway. And that there is this not only this desire, but the tools to make it so. That's our activism. And so together we come together in consciousness and we hold the possibility and the potentiality and the alignment with peace and with harmony and with kindness and with fear to melt into love in the presence of love. We could do it through a conscious prayer circle that is focused on collective change. If you want to be a part of it, I will start one. Email office@unityofwalnutcreek.org and we'll get it going now. It's that kind of thing that we can be doing to offer the world real change, that we can be a part of through the power of this kind of principle that we know. And we know it when we're together, don't we? We know it when we're gathered with our friends, our light-minded companions. We can know it together in those moments. And then we get out into the world and we watch the news and we get busy and some of it feels like it recedes. So if you have a moment while you're here at Unity or with a friend and you have that kind of moment where you know, then throughout your day, just take a moment to drop into that energy. I remember on Sunday I was sitting there and there was that moment and I knew. I knew I had the power to co-create. I knew I had the faith to make it so. I knew I could make a difference not only in my own life but in the world. I knew that I had this ability and this connection and this presence. And so I'm just going to remember what that felt like and take a moment. And then you're there again. And you're in it again, and you're attracting it again. That's the work. So nothing is more powerful than our thoughts and feelings based in faith. Yoda would say, just believe it, and then you will succeed. So we believe in the permeating presence of the divine, the power that we have to work with it. And we perceive that we need, the heart's desire, the intention, the focus, the presence, the guidance, all the pieces that come together to flow together to make it so. And then we just open up and receive. That's the fun part, right? It's actually all fun. So let's put spirit in charge in our co-creation and really work this principle throughout the week and far beyond, but really in a deliberate attempt. Let's put co-creation to co-create, an intention for co-creation, and bring it together for ourselves and our lives and our world this week. I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, with spirit in charge, I do my co-creative part by perceiving, believing, and receiving. And so it is.
So in the spirit of co-creation, we are co-creating the next Super Bowl showdown. David? So our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles.
Whether you have a joy or concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness. What? Did I say that?
No. I'm just kind of laughing at us. I was looking at your hat.
They didn't have any red ones. We're trying over here.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
For your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially give to this community. In addition to checks and cash, you may download the Give app, scan the QR code on the back of the yellow card in the back of each share, or set up bill pay through your bank. And for those of you at home, you may click on the donate button on our Watch Live page.
I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and repeat our affirmation together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
How can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will How can I give today, sweet Spirit? How can I give today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve? How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Yes, yes.
So, as a part of our offertory, Yolanta has a miracle, a co-creative miracle to share with us.
I am not a great speaker, as you know, with my accent, but I am a good manifester. I really can manifest many things for my friend, family, and for myself. My birthday is coming on June 10, and everyone asks, how are you going to celebrate your 70th celebration? Last year, Marilyn organized very nice party in Lavash, and was some of you enjoy me for that birthday. And I was like, start with short story. 5 years ago, I have a heart attack. I have 5 stents. So I don't think about traveling further than Pleasant Hill because I am so close to John Muir in case. Last week, I have a very big episode, like I was coming to the heart and I have explosion in my heart. And I just sit down and breathe and drove to the John Muir emergency. And they hold me overnight. They check all my heart position. I even saw the heart in a monitor. Was like spinning the red and blue. Was very amazing. But the cardiologist said, Yolanta, everything is excellent. So I don't have any excuses. And this morning, I called my girlfriend of 65 years. She lives in Poland. And I said, you invite me so many times. Now I am coming on June. And she said, I am going to organize perfect party. I have a big house, 35 people, included your family, Poland family. And I was like, oh my God, that is going to be the best birthday I ever have. Thank you.
Well, thank you for adding the good to our experience of receiving. Thank you, Spirit, for so much good that happens in our lives, for the prosperity, the health, the delightful surprises as we co-create. And let's bless these gifts and see our prosperity multiplied for each of us individually, for our ministry and all those touched by it. Together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is.
We are are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Well, we have Jimmy and Annie who were here last week, and Caden is here. And then we have Elijah out there on the patio. Hi, Elijah. Yay. We had a wonderful time. We've been learning the 5 basic principles of unity right along with you guys. Annie, you want to give them a recap? What's principle number 1?
God is good,
That's right. And what's principle number 2?
and we are too.
Uh-huh. And what's principle number 3?
We make a reality of it.
We make our reality. So we have our glasses here. You want to put your glasses on, Caden? Okay. So our glasses are the way that we see. Here, I'll give you some too, Reverend Kristen. Those are the love glasses. So if you wear your love glasses, you see the world
Oh, wow.
in a lovely way.
Nothing but love out there.
I have my fun glasses on. All I see is fun. And the more fun I see, the more fun I have. And then the more fun I see. And which ones do you have, Kate?
I love you so much, Michelle.
I have so much fun with you, Kristen.
I know.
Oh
Well,
my
truly, I do
God,
love you
really,
so
I
much.
have so much fun. Kaden has her joy glasses on. Sometimes we wear our grumpy glasses. That's okay. But the more we try to wear our happy glasses, the better our reality is. Right, kids? All right. Hope you all have a wonderful, joyful, lovely, fun week.
All right. I'm not taking off my love glasses. These are awesome. Let's bless our children and youth and teachers together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. Invite you to close out with our prayer of protection and peace song, and you can learn the sign language along with Susan Monroe. Yeah, thanks to Terry Curtin. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God ever present. Family, all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth,
are the light and the love and the peace on earth right now. So let your light shine, have fun, and spread joy.